Welcome back to my page. It's Saturday and today I decided to make some delicious chicken sandwich for my family. So I made this delicious homemade brioche bun and I'm going to share the recipe with you. Alright, so welcome to my page and thank you for stopping by. So I'm going to start off with quarter cup of warm water and I'm going to add 2 packets of active dry yeast. I'm also adding a teaspoon of sugar to help the yeast to activate. We're just going to mix that up, cover it and set it aside to rise. Now for the dry ingredients I'm using bread flour, but if you have all-purpose flour you can use that as well. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of salt and half cup of sugar. I'm going to combine that and set it aside. Next, I'm going to make a paste by combining water, milk, and some of my bread flour. This process is called Tangzhong and it's an Asian technique used to make your bread soft and also to keep your bread fresher for longer. Once your paste is formed, you're going to put that in a bowl and set it aside. By now, your yeast is fully activated and it will look foamy like this. We're going to combine everything in our mixer, or you can combine it in a bowl and use your hand to do the kneading process, whichever one you prefer. So I'm going to add my milk, which is 1 cup of warm milk, my Tangzhong. I'm also going to add my yeast mixture, and for those who have been following me for a while, you already know that everything that you're using to make your bread should be warm or at room temperature. So for your water that you use to activate the yeast, that should be warm. Your milk should be warm. Your eggs should be at room temperature. I added 1 egg and now I'm going in with 1 egg yolk, and then I'm going to add some butter, and then I'm going to add the other egg yolk. So in all I'm using 1 whole egg and 2 egg yolks. So I added 3/4 stick of butter. Now I'm adding the other quarter stick. So in all you're going to need 1 stick of unsalted softened butter. Allow it to mix for 10 minutes. While it's mixing, you can go ahead and clean up back your area. And after mixing for 10 minutes, this is what it looks like. It's very soft and you're going to pour it into a grease bowl. I use vegetable oil to grease my bowl, and now I'm going to put it and cover it. Right? If you do have a cover for your container, go ahead and use that cover, or you can use plastic wrap or kitchen towel, whichever one works. All right, so now I'm gonna put it in my oven because that's the warmest area right now. If your house is cold, you can add some hot water in a separate bowl and place it beside it. It's been 1 hour now, and as you can see, the dough has doubled in size. You want to punch it to release the air and give it another knead for about a minute or two. So this is the texture of the dough. It's very soft and nice and easy to work with. You want to lightly flour your area, and now we're going to go ahead and cut it up. I'm going to use my judgment to try and get them on the same size, but most times that never happen. So some are always bigger than others, but that's fine. I'm making it for my family. Now we're going to pinch and fold in the edges to make a ball, and for that rough section that you pinch in, you're going to place that downwards on your counter and keep the smoothest part upward. All right, you're going to put it on your counter and just roll it just like this. So you're ensuring that the part that you're rolling is getting smoother each roll. All right, so when you're done, it should look something like this. I'm going to show you one more time. This time I'm using my thumb to do the tucking. Alright, ensure that rough part is tucked all the way in. Then place that rough section on the counter while using your thumb to guide you while you roll. So your fingers are doing the rolling and your wrist is placed on the counter. Alright, it's pretty simple. So you just roll it up into a ball and there you go. So before all that rolling process, you want to make sure that you have your baking pan prepped and ready with some parchment paper so that you can place them after each roll. So now I'm going to place it back in my oven to double in size, and there they are. You just want to lightly press the top of them. Use some egg wash to brush on the top or some melted butter, whichever you prefer. I'm using egg wash. The egg wash helps to give it that brown look on the top when it's baking, just like the one in the stores, except these are softer and fresher. Alright, so now we're gonna sprinkle on some sesame seed. This is optional. You don't have to put any sesame seed if you don't have it. All right, so I'm sprinkling on some sesame seed, and then we're gonna pop them in the oven. I have my oven preheated at 350 degrees. Bake them for 15 to 20 minutes. Keep your oven light on so you can watch them. Now I have some melted butter, and I'm just brushing my butter on. Right now my house smells like Captain Bakery or Hammond's Bakery, whichever one. These buns were so delicious, guys, and they were so soft. I'm gonna break one to show you, and as I said before, we're gonna be making some chicken sandwich for dinner. Usually we make soup for dinner on Saturdays, but I made soup Friday, so I decided to make some chicken sandwich. All right, so I'm gonna break into one of these bun to show you the texture, and make sure you go ahead and watch the other video which I will be posting with the chicken sandwich. So the biggest advantage of making your own burger buns is the fact that they are not dried out. When you buy the one in the stores, they're normally just squishy, and when you cut them to toast them, they just flatten out. As you can see, these are high and beautiful, and as you press it, it just bounces back. If you're having friends over for a party, or if you're having game night, go ahead and make these. I promise you, your friends are gonna be asking you for the recipe, and when they do, tell them to go and watch Howie Rose cook. All right, thank you so much for watching.